Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. John and Marlena sip wine on their couch after a long day of putting out fires. A drunk Stefan and Ava take their inspiration from a romance novel, and Konstantin lures John to a meeting. They partake in the quiet until Brady returns home protesting about extinguishing his own flames. At the point when John goes to get his child a non-hard brew, Brady tells Marlena he wants to be as great a father as John is. As Sarah and Xander put everything out on their table for supper with Maggie, Sarah lets him know Konstantin will go along with them. Xander fumes. Konstantin is contemplating the significance of the decorative red card for John and Steve in his room. He inquires about whether he ought to go to dinner when Maggie comes by. Maggie proposes he alter Xander's perspective on him since Xander will be essential for Sarah's life, and hers, for quite a while. Konstantin contemplates whether she's inferring he'll be important for her life also. Maggie says, agitated, that it's time to leave so they don't run late. More, is the old Sloane back? Ava peruses out loud a hot scene from her book Taboo Dreams as Stefan thumps on her entryway. He enters carrying her sushi order after intercepting the food delivery man. He trusts she requested enough for two. She asks casually if he came for dinner. Nope. He came to drink with her. She notes it seems like he previously began without her. Everett and Chad are making plans over the phone to meet first thing in the morning when Stephanie enters his Salem room. Stephanie informs him that she is missing an earbud that she believes she lost there after he hangs up. After he finds it on the floor, she asks where he and Chad are going so promptly in the first part of the day. He can see her there following a lead on the medication exchange. She agrees to join him for dinner. At the penthouse, Marlena attempts to persuade a doubting Brady he's a superb dad as John gets back with his brew. The consent forms for Tate's wilderness trip arrive from Teresa. After Teresa develops blubbering about not seeing her child, Brady signs the papers. John and Marlena give them some protection. Teresa overreacts that they realize she got high. More, Brandon Barish needs Gabby back. As they drink wine and Ava eats sushi on her love seat, Stefan spies her romance book. Stefan admits he misses Gabby after they've joked about it, and she says the same about Harris. They keep getting drunk. At the point when Konstantin and Maggie show up, Xander gets along for the well-being of Maggie. She goes to beware of Sarah and Victoria, provoking Xander to compromise Konstantin would it be a good idea for him he hurt Maggie. Konstantin insistently states he'd never do that. He's not the man Xander thinks he is. At the Salem motel, Everett and Stephanie think back about Seattle. Everett quickly apologizes for not respecting her boundaries after telling her he is still in love with her. On the other hand, she informs him that she has been reflecting on the wonderful times they shared in Seattle and would like more of them, starting right now. She switches out the lights. He delicately kisses her and starts unfastening her shirt. More, the visitor star iced tea needs on SVU. At the penthouse, Brady concedes he trusted in Marlena in light of the fact that he was concerned and expected to somebody to converse with. Teresa is aware that they won't tell anyone, but she believes Marlena told John. She discusses how in adoration they are and reviews she and Brady used to gaze at one another in such a way. He brings up she's with Alex now. He trusts that is working out in a good way. Teresa muses that he wishes what she wishes, that they might have made it work. That they might have been John and Marlena after all. Brady reminds her they were a train wreck. It was more similar to they were dependent on one another. She bristles, inciting him to review a few truly pleasant times as well. Yet, they're various individuals now. Could it be said that we are? More, Konstantin is surprised to learn that Xander cooked after dinner at Xander and Sarah's. The likely suspects behind Xander's collar, he communicates further shock over Xander being brought up in Scotland since he just knows him from his business with his dad. He offers deriding remarks about Scots, driving Xander to suggest Konstantin is exploiting Maggie. Offended at the lack of respect, Konstantin tells Maggie they ought to leave. He tells her to order a car and she says no. After he's gone, Xander apologizes, yet Maggie realizes she never ought to have brought Konstantin there. Xander tells Sarah that he couldn't stand the slander about Scotland when she goes to say her goodbyes to Victoria. He simply trusts Maggie is at long last recognizing the truth about Konstantin. Sarah believes Maggie requires him right now and that the Greek's fate is still unknown. She would like Xander to accept that. More, Alison Sweeney prods a revisitation of Set. John and Marlena return to Brady and Teresa. Teresa guarantees them she's in the groove again and decided at no point ever to sneak through the future. Marlena declares that they are there for her, and John is pleased that she is receiving the assistance she requires. John receives a message from another client and leaves. Teresa follows him out. At the Salem Motel, Everett and Stephanie lie exposed under the sheets in bed. Everett rolls on top of her and kisses her. At Ava's, she and Stefan pursue their wine with tequila shots. Stefan takes off his clothes when wine gets on him as they dance around. Stefan calls up Ava's sexy talk while robed and reclining on the couch. Perhaps he could aid her in completing the task. They draw nearer to one another until they're energetically making out on the love seat. As he carries her to the front door so she can lock it, her legs wrap around his waist. Ava retells the scene from her book in which she and Stefan interact in the voiceover. John is approached by Konstantin in the park. John tells him not to mess with him. Konstantin holds the beautiful card in his pocket and expresses, "Plunk down, Mr. Dark. I'm going to talk to you." On the following episode of Days of Our Lives, Konstantin takes John's place, and Ava and Stefan are extremely guilty. Days of Our Lives presently solely airs on Peacock. Subscribe to Peacock to ensure you never miss an episode. Kindly note that assuming you buy something by tapping on a connection inside this story, we might get a little commission of the deal. Wendy's Fix, Julie's Story, Lucas Uncovered, Zara Pressure. Days of Our Lives uncover that Wendy Shin and Trip Johnson attempt to eliminate any confusion with Ava Vitali. Highlights from Days of Our Lives, Julie Williams tells the DiMera children a story. Teresa Donovan and Alex Kyriakis discuss addiction. Lucas Horton is made public. Additionally, Xander Cook and Sarah Horton's intimate tension grows. Days of Our Lives, Wendy Shin's Fix-It attempt DOL reveals that Wendy and Trip will attempt to clear the air with Ava. Fans review that Wendy and Ava had a strained trade recently. Ava accepted that Wendy was only curious to see what happens and would make Trip extremely upset. Days of Our Lives, Wendy's Fix, Julie's Story, Lucas revealed, and Zara tension. Ava basically told Wendy to just go on the road. Ava's relationships with Harris Michaels and Stefan DiMera, on the other hand, were brought up by Wendy, who spoke up for herself. Despite the fact that Trip and Wendy will attempt to streamline things, Ava is under a ton of tension. As a matter of fact, Ava could suppose in the event that Trip is irate with her, it very well may be more secure for him. Ava, on the other hand, may accept the peace offering because she values their relationship and loves her son. DOL Lucas Horton uncovered. Done with Lucas, he called Chad DiMera and Everett Lynch. Then Harris busted in the room and requested to know why Lucas was conversing with journalists while stowing away. Likewise read DOL Sloan and EJ's shameful casual sexual encounter while Nicole is away. That constrained Harris to make an arrangement with Chad and Everett. This arrangement could muddle the criminal investigator's new profession as well as imperil his life. In Friday's episode, Kate Roberts Brady will see Lucas back into public. Obviously, Kate will fly into a mad frenzy. Days of Our Lives Zara tension. Xander and Sarah's intimate tension will grow, according to the show. Sooner or later, Zara and I will be in bed together.